Hi everyone, welcome back to Bite-Sized Moments with AJ. Today I'm talking about content and how to use it, different types of content and how to use them. So I'm going to break this down into two sections. The first section is going to be content that helps people find you and your company, learn about you, gets them in the door. And the second piece of the second section is going to be content that you can ask for information for or a small transaction in order to get, where the focus of that content is more to start them down the path of becoming a full client or customer. So like any good content strategy, we're going to start off with blogs. So blogs feel like an overdone thing. There are people who don't do very much blogging anymore, and I can completely understand why. Blogs are great for SEO. They're great for providing information and resources. They're great for answering customer questions more in depth than the FAQ section can be. And a good blog strategy can take your content far, but they are not normally enough on their own, mainly because people don't have an attention span. So they don't want to read a lot of content. When you are doing blogs, having too long didn't read at the end or beginning of them can be a great way to just keep people on the page a little bit longer, have them interact with the content a little more. Blogs should always be free. They are a low level of entry for clients or customers because they don't require any sort of buy-in. They don't require personal information. They don't require any money. They're just out there open and they can read them and leave as they need to. So it is an easy ask and a great first ask to send people to a blog to learn more. The second part is videos. So videos can be more fun. They should still be focused primarily on being a resource and a wealth of information. Videos are a great way to establish your expertise and authority in an area. But then videos can also be more playful. You can showcase company culture through them. You can do fun series and things. They're a little more laid back than blog posts are. Blog posts often come across more textbooky, whereas videos can be more entertainment-ish, depending on your industry, of course. Some industries there is no entertainment to be had. Videos can also give a boost to SEO, and they can also increase where you show up when people are searching, especially if you are hosting on YouTube, which I do recommend doing, since you are getting into a second popular search engine in that case. And you also, the great thing with doing blogs is you can take, or a great thing with doing videos, is you can take them and you can turn them into blogs. You can make supporting content from them, and they are a great starting point for that. Videos tend to have more engagement because people can put them on and listen to them in the background. They can watch them while they're cooking, while they're doing other things. And so it's not the same full focus that it takes to read something like a blog would. The third thing is memes. I went back and forth about including memes on this list because they can kind of come back to haunt you. A well done meme can take your business far. And you have to really think about the voice and tone of your business and what you want to convey. A poorly done meme can set you back because it really comes across as trying too hard very quickly. So I have seen some companies that don't normally interact with memes. They wait for the right time, and then all of a sudden, one comes along, they use it, and their potential client base grows. Other times, like some of the memes are just overdone and you still see companies using it and it makes them feel inauthentic, like they're trying too hard, and it kind of leaves a slimy feeling. So memes can be a great way to kind of pad out your social media, but you want to really weigh using them against, one, your company voice, and two, if you truly understand the meme, and three, if the meme is something your clients are going to react to poorly or well. So be careful with memes, but they are really an interesting way to interact with your clients if you do have a more laid back social media presence. If you are someone who's very buttoned up or deal with something that's very serious, I would stay away from them. Memes are what they are. The fourth thing is testimonials or reviews. Sharing testimonials and reviews you got are a great way to establish that you are trusted, and people when they're considering you, people will go looking for testimonials, but if you put out there the good testimonials and kind of get ahead of that, if you showcase them well, it can really help you stand out from the crowd. Especially if you have people willing to take the time to do video testimonials for you. Having video testimonials that you are sharing on your social media, that you are sending out to people, that you are prominently placing strategically on the website, those can be a huge boost because somebody has to really like you or be getting paid to do a video testimonial, and you can often easily tell the difference if you're paying attention. The one thing I will caution is you do have a advent of people going onto social media and doing videos about how much they liked a product without a company sponsoring it. Like, it's an honest review that they did. Make sure if you find something like that, if you are monitoring your brand name and things and you come across someone who you haven't interacted with who does a video testimony of your product, you don't just use that. Go ask them, talk to the person, and ask them if you can use that video. Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean you should take it. And that is a very tempting thing to do. And then the fifth thing is influencers / like paid ad content. Using an influencer can work in certain situations depending on what it is. If you're running anything with events, if you're really in the influencer vertical, it can be a useful thing to do. However, a lot of times influencers don't have as much sway as we think that they do. We've built up this lifestyle of how influencers are in our head, and that's not often the reality. If you are paying the influencer to showcase your product and things, make sure it is someone who aligns with your values. Make sure it is someone who actually does like your product, because people can tell the difference. And make sure that they have a really big reach. The thing is there's like different levels to using influencers for marketing. A lot of times it's more trouble than it's worth because there is no guarantee. You're relying entirely on like someone who is not genuine by nature. So choose influencers carefully, use them with caution, and yeah. Paid ad content though, I am a strong believer that a well done, well placed ad can go a long way. Obviously I'm in marketing. Just make sure for all of these, never rush into them. Don't just do it halfway. Do your research, lay out your targets, your demographics. I know that the targeting is very limited moving forward for like Facebook ads and things, but do what targeting that you can. And I would honestly go with an ad, especially if you can run a video testimonial ad over an influencer. While people want to be the influencer, they're more likely to listen to the average person who has used your product and does have the same problems that your customers do. So then we're going to switch over to the other side of the content wall. These are items that are better for capturing emails or charging a small, like $1 or $2 for. Normally these are for capturing emails though. People are a lot more likely to do that, and then you can add them to your email list and put them through a drip campaign. So the first one is infographics. Infographics, they had a lot of popularity as just like social media things in the past, but now they're really good for explaining quick facts. They're really good as like too long didn't read attention grabbers, and they're often used in conjunction with other items. Infographics can be great as like a quick reference sheet for different concepts that you are teaching or going through, or like quick reference sheets for how to use a product, things like that. They're often really useful in presentations and things. They're good on your website for kind of quickly and visually displaying data, but they don't do so well as like a post in and of themselves. Second thing is checklists. People love checklists. People will download checklists and never use them, but I know maybe people do use checklists, but checklists get a really good response and engagement when you have them as a downloadable, and they're a great way to get people onto your list and to show that you know what they need for something, which establishes authority with them in a very kind of subtle way. And then white papers, case studies, ebooks. These are time consuming. They take a lot of research. They, especially case studies and white papers. So these are the ones that you can charge a small fee for, but you can also give them away for in exchange for an email. But they should really take your target audience through a whole journey. You want to set them up like a narrative. This is the problem. This is how we solved it. This is what went well. This is what went wrong. But they can be really powerful, and people will be very invested in them because they are longer content. And so they can be really a good incentive because people feel like they're getting away with getting a really good deal because this is really in-depth, well thought out content. You should have actionable items in them. Don't just have it be like, here's the facts, but like have things people can do, give them something. All of these, you should be giving a little piece of something so that people feel like it was a good transaction, even if there's no money involved. And then last is how-to guides. How-to guides are very good motivators. The way that I like to describe how-to guides are being used is they should be adjacent or show off how hard it is to do what you do. So I was talking to someone recently, they own a cleaning company, and I was like, the thing about cleaning is while there are advanced techniques to cleaning, the simple stuff is hard to do. And so putting together a how-to guide about, getting stubborn water stains off of your shower door, and people realize how much work it is, and then they're like, well, they know how to do it. I'm just going to hire them to do it. And that's kind of the point of how-to guides, or giving away a smaller tip or like you do something more advanced, but here's how you get started in the field. And showing people that you know what you're talking about with the basics to hook them in for the larger things. So all of this boils down to with content is that you should always have it in mind, not what you're getting from the client, but what you're giving to them. Content is about giving to the client, establishing your authority, establishing your expertise, establishing your trustworthiness in order to entice them to the larger buy-in of either giving you an email or purchasing your product or service. I hope you found this helpful. I look forward to speaking with you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.